I Got the Hell Out does contain explicit content that might not be suitable for some listeners, such as children, those that easily get offended, and we do recommend that listeners at work put your earbuds in if you have coworkers around.
And if you like the show, please spread the word by telling as many people as you can. Would also appreciate if you would subscribe, rate, hopefully with 5 stars, and review the podcast on iTunes. You can find us there as well as on Stitcher and Overcast. You can follow us on Twitter at WasInACult, on Facebook at I Got the Hell Out, and on Instagram at I Got the Hell Out with an underscore after each word. You can contact us through our website at IGotTheHellOut.com.
Hi guys, it's Deb.
And Laura.
And it's another episode of I Got the Hell Out. And our past few episodes have been a little different. Laura hasn't been reading any of the cult literature, and I've been pretty much leading on the shows. And we both have lives outside of doing this.
And sometimes they get more hectic than others.
They do. They really do. And Laura has something to share with us. I almost thought we were going to throw a 1-minute clip in this week and not do a show.
Well, I think for me right now, this is kind of therapeutic for me to do the show. Today is Saturday, right?
It is.
Oh my gosh, my brain fog. And my dad passed away on Tuesday.
I'm so sorry.
So thank you. So the funeral was yesterday, so we weren't sure if we were going to record or not, but
we had a whole 1-minute little thing just in case you didn't feel like doing it.
But it's very therapeutic for me, and I know that he would want me to. I know he would want me to go ahead and do it and just not sit there and cry.
That is so sweet.
He was an awesome, awesome, awesome guy. So I would like to dedicate this episode to him.
That's wonderful.
Which I don't know is a good thing or bad thing because I don't know what we're going to end up talking about.
Oh, that's so funny.
So I don't know. So Dad, this episode's for you. And if we start talking about some really funky things, I'm sorry.
I think he'll get a kick out of it. I really do. I'm sure he'll get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to say right now?
I just have brain fog. I'm so tired from yesterday, so
I don't know.
Okay. I just might jump in with whatever. So.
Oh, that's fine. That's what we've been doing, and hopefully we're going to actually have some culty literature back. And
we will once I get my crap together and things settle down a little bit.
Hey, take your time. Most of our fans probably and listeners probably don't realize, the ones that have not been with us all that long, that we took 6 weeks off at one point. I think it like episode 12.
Yeah.
There was a family emergency and we could not literally record for 6 weeks. People probably thought we dropped off the planet.
I would have.
Well, the couple of people contacted me to see if the cult had gotten me, you know.
Oh, jeez.
I think I announced that when we finally got back into it.
I think, you know what, now that you said that, I think you did.
Yeah, this is our 31st episode, and sometimes they just kind of all blend into one.
Right.
So, and sometimes I have to ask you, did we talk about this yet? And you're like, what?
Or sometimes I'll be like, I know we talked about this. And you're like, no, we didn't.
We could both be right. We could both be wrong.
Exactly.
You know, we're not sure where we're going with this half the time. But we got to get to our Kool-Aid recipe.
Yes. What is it?
Our Kool-Aid recipe comes from Carrie P. And she submitted it back in August 6th. And this sounds like a good one, too. Okay. It's tequila and green apple Kool-Aid.
Oh,
ice,
man.
and a blender. But see, I came up, I took it and I improved her. I'm sorry, Carrie. I think this would just be so much more better.
Much more better?
Much more better. Make the green apple Kool-Aid a day in advance and put it in ice cube form. That way you get a tequila slushy.
Nice.
Tequila slushy, and you can put some salt around the rim of it.
Very nice.
I think that would be, we're going to have to do that one before the summer ends. And what are you drinking today?
In honor of my dad, I am drinking some Johnnie Walker Black Scotch. Now, it's not the red. There's 5 different labels.
Well, what's the difference?
Well, he would say that he would not wash his patio furniture with the red.
Ooh, is like the red the cheapest?
Yes. Yes. But the blue, there's 5 different labels. Blue is the most expensive. It's like $300 a bottle.
Are you kidding me?
I kid you not. But he obviously likes it, but his favorite is the black. So, I mean, like, the joke in the family is Johnnie Walker Black. That is him. So, before we, about the funeral. We all did a shot of Johnnie Walker Black. My brother stuck the bottle in the casket with him under his arm.
That is so nice.
And we put the shot glass. It wasn't a shot glass, but it was like one of those whiskey glass things.
Correct.
Whatever.
It's a rocks glass.
It was the appropriate. Yes, a rocks glass. So we put that in there with him too, and sent him off with a bottle of Johnnie Walker.
That is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yep.
Everybody knows what to pack my casket with. Beer.
Maybe we'll just put you in a big ass cooler
With
with
beer?
ice and beer.
Nice. That would be fun too. I'd be dead. I wouldn't care. You know what I mean?
Right.
I about had a heart attack this past week because I woke up and one of the first things I do is check the Facebook page, and I saw that we had close to 60 new members overnight, and I was like,
Oh, I saw that.
I was like, what?
I saw that.
And I thought we were trending on something. But shout out to Mel. She has the ex-members Facebook group. She was smart. She was the one of us that was smart enough to start a Facebook group for all of us to find each other. And this was quite a few years ago.
The ex-members.
The ex-members, yeah. Well, I keep saying members. The ex-members.
Ex-members, okay.
Right. And I stopped having a heart attack when I realized she invited 57 ex-members that probably didn't know about the show, about the Facebook page, I Got the Hell Out, or anything like that.
Oh, wow. So they all jumped on at the same time.
Yes.
Oh, God. That was a huge ass burp.
But they didn't hear it.
But what did somebody say about burps?
Oh, yeah, it's beer 30. I'm having beer today.
Yes.
We didn't drink last time. Oh, hold on a second.
Because this is really funny. You got it. I mean, it's perfect timing.
Heather S. suggested that every time I burp, there's demons escaping me, Laura.
See? See?
Maybe that's why the cult never tried to lay hands on me, because I'm so evil, the demons flee me once they get in there and realize. Yeah, they realize how evil I am at heart, and they just flee me.
Bells?
Even the shiny
bells or
ones.
no bells?
I don't wear bells.
Did you? You did, though.
I did way back when.
Right.
And the Demon Slayer ankle bracelet to make them flee in front of me.
Right.
And so did my one other friend. She showed us a picture. I don't have mine anymore, but she still has her Demon Slayer.
The jingly bracelet.
Yeah, the one that goes on your ankle.
Anklet.
It's on an anklet. Right. Yes. Now, what were we talking about before we jumped in with that?
I don't
know. New members.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
Okay. This is for all of the ex-members that are now members of the I Got the Hell Out Facebook group. I will post almost anything that you want the world to know. But the simple rules apply to Facebook as they do on here, as what me and Laura do. I can't post anything that you put the cult name in, or even the acronym letters. I can't do that. We can't use the leader's initials or what his real initials are. And Sabrina L., you submitted something to be posted on there, and I sadly couldn't do it because I can't scratch anything out or change something on somebody else's post.
Oh, okay.
Please reword your post and just leave out the acronym letters for the cult and the letters for the leader. Okay, we just refer to him as Little Man, or Dangly Balls,
and for the cult, just say the cult.
The cult, or whatever you would like to call them. So there were a lot of people, Laura, over the past 2 weeks who have sent news articles to me from that town, okay? Mm-hmm. And interestingly enough, we're in Pittsburgh.
Right.
That town is starting to overtake us in popularity on Facebook.
Get out.
Pittsburgh's about to drop to number
Come on,
2
Yins,
in
guys.
following us. So
come on, Yins, guys, pick it up.
Oh, you are so funny. So funny. But apparently the entire town is full of pedophiles.
Not Pittsburgh.
No, the town where the cult is. Somebody sent me a news article that it was a Baptist minister who, he worked at the daycare there.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, and he assaulted either 6 or 8 children.
Oh, my God.
There was another news article about somebody else being a child molester out there. But that whole town is just apparently full of them. And let's see, what else do we have?
You have a whole book there of just like, I can't even make it out. The writing's so small. It's like so packed in there.
Well, yeah, I try to make it all fit. Now, Mel and Kathleen L., they asked me about The Handmaid's Tale. Did you watch that?
I did not watch it. I read the book.
That was some creepy ass shit.
It is creepy. It is creepy. I might watch it.
My mother asked me if it was something she might enjoy, and I told her probably not.
I don't think anyone enjoys it. I don't think enjoy is the proper term.
But Kathleen L. was not a member. Mel is an ex-member. And Mel said that she found a lot of the things that the way the women were treated, even the upper class women. The upper class women were treated better than, she was.
But they were still treated like crap, basically, though.
Right, but they were treated like crap, but they had the best of everything. Instead of still being treated like crap and having nothing.
Okay, so you were treated like crap and you had stuff.
Yeah. But Mel also said that she got she thinks that maybe Little Man got the idea for the breeding program from watching that movie.
Oh,
because the man has never had a original thought in his head. He takes all this other shit from all of these other religions and just incorporates it
and pretends that he
into
came up
his.
with it.
I have no, like I said, I'm waiting for somebody to let me in on this breeding program bullshit, and it makes
that is just so gross.
It makes my blood boil. But yeah, and Lark M, she found the nuclear baby. Congratulations to her.
Oh, get out.
Yeah, I'm going through these posts that I can't post. Yeah, I already answered you about why I couldn't post it. But yeah, the hunt is on for the nuclear baby. Go look, everybody.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Let's see.
The nuclear baby.
The nuclear baby. Okay, I think that's all I've got on those posts there.
What do you have?
I have, get this. A special shout out to a Sarah T. I think she's in North Carolina or South Carolina. I didn't write it down. She's a lawyer.
Oh.
So she might be able to, point us in the right direction to maybe when we need some lawyerly services. Somebody that might be able to even just answer questions for us.
Right.
We have some major things coming up. I have a major announcement about an episode we're going to do, but it's going to take a week or two to put the episode actually together, maybe even more. It's going to be something different, but it's going to be astronomical.
Okay.
You just keep on waiting. Oh, by the way, whatever happened to the courtesy left here in Pittsburgh?
The who, what?
The courtesy left.
You mean the left turn?
Yeah.
The Pittsburgh left turn.
Yeah, the courtesy left.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, so people that are not from Pittsburgh, we should probably explain what the Pittsburgh left is, or the courtesy left.
Right. When you're stopped at a light, and the very first car has their turn signal on to turn left. To turn left, which means they're going right in front of you. It's courtesy to let the very first car turn left, then you go.
Right. Instead of the first car just stepping on the gas, they let you go, and then they go straight.
Because a lot of times there's only one person who's wanting to turn left, and the rest of the train wants to go forward.
Right. The Pittsburgh left.
Whatever happened to it?
I don't know. Why? Where were you? And it didn't happen.
It just dawned on me today that people don't do that anymore. I actually sat there for a couple, 3 extra seconds and realized, the guy isn't going. And then I realized, well, wait a minute. I don't think I haven't seen anybody do a Pittsburgh left in a long time. Is it just because we keep getting all these new people and people just kept getting crashed into?
I don't think so. Someone let me go a couple weeks ago doing the Pittsburgh left.
Okay.
So maybe there's a few people.
Could be.
I just thought everyone in Pittsburgh knew what that was, and they knew that it was kind of like an unwritten law that you just do it.
No, it's just something that happens in Pittsburgh, and I just wondered when it died.
Well, it should be a Pittsburgh law.
It would confuse people not from Pittsburgh.
Oh, true.
I guess just because so many people travel more these days, and more people are visiting.
That's true. So they probably don't even realize that they're supposed to do that.
Probably not. I need a sip of beer. My mouth is getting dry.
Okay, drink your beer. How's that beer?
It's really good. Oh, she's in North Carolina. I did write it down.
You did write it down. You did write it down.
Guess what I got?
It could be anything. What?
I actually got 3 things, but the one I'm most excited about is I got a job this week.
Oh, that's right. You did.
You started full-time job last week and was so relieved and excited.
Yes, I did.
I found full-time work this week, and I'm so excited.
We need like a button for like applause, like, or you can applaud.
I wonder how that'll come out. It'll blow their ears out or something.
Probably. Sorry, guys.
I'm gonna be a line cook.
You go, girl.
And I'm gonna be the best damn line cook I can be.
You go.
Remember I told you I had a restaurant?
Right, so you know what you're doing.
Well, I only did breakfast and lunch, but hi Ken, you were lazy and ate your pain pills and laid in the back corner on a
Kenny's
sleeping
corner.
bag.
Kenny's corner.
Little bastard wouldn't even help. Popping pain pills anyway. But yeah, I did all the prep work and I did all of the cooking. I had one waitress. We had 45 seats. So going over to this new restaurant, I don't think it's going to be much different. I just have to learn how to make their food.
Right. I mean, you have experience, so that's a big, big, big bonus.
Yeah, but they're really busy. So we'll see how that goes. But yay!
Oh, you'll be fine. You will be fine.
I am gainfully employed. And you know what? Because I became gainfully employed, do you know what I bought on a whim the other night?
What? Oh, I do know.
I bought an assault gun, but it's spelled A-SALT.
Because you load it
with salt. And it's a badass fly killer, Laura. You saw me on your porch.
I saw.
I had to bring it over and share it with you. I got this thing out. I loaded it with salt, and
you're killing flies.
I left my screen door open to let more flies in. It's just too fun.
Oh, you know what? That would be great with mosquitoes, because mosquitoes love me.
Oh, and it actually says you're not supposed to shoot people in the face or the eyes, but it will not hurt. Like if it's on your arm, I could shoot that damn mosquito on your arm.
Oh.
I can tell you things that are flying are hard to shoot. I tried to do that, like they were flying skeet bugs, but I haven't shot one in the air yet.
And then you said something about a stink bug too.
The stink bugs in Pittsburgh here are like the size of a nickel. And I got 1 inch away from it, and this thing shoots salt like buckshot. Okay, you pump it.
That is so nice.
You pump it like a shotgun, and it loads it with this amount of salt. I'm not sure how much is in it. Maybe like 1/8 of a teaspoon. And the farther you are away from the bug, the bigger the scatter pattern.
Right.
So, and I actually watched a video on this thing, and
before or after you bought it?
Before I bought it. I'd seen it months ago, and I'm just so tired of whacking at flies and not hitting them. It's like they laugh at me and fly away. So
not anymore.
I bought a bug assault gun.
Nice.
And it's the best purchase that I have made. That one of those you wake up the next morning and go, "What the hell did I buy?"
A drunk buy?
It was a little bit, little bit. We were all sitting out on the porch, and the flies were bothering us, and I'm like, I think I remember something about a gun that shoots salt.
That is beautiful.
I've killed like 35 flies.
And loved every minute of it.
I'm hunting flies. My neighbors must think I'm nuts because I go walking outside on my porch and I have it up. It's bright yellow and black and has
it's like
an
a
orange
Nerf
tip.
gun. It looks like a Nerf gun.
It looks
really
like a Nerf gun. And my neighbors must think I've lost my ever-loving mind because I'm hunting flies on my porch because it's just so much fun to blast them.
Oh my God.
And if you watched it on the slow motion, it's like a drive-by shooting fly size. All these little granules of salt hit its body going poo 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 poo.
Was it on YouTube?
It might be.
I'm going to have to look it up on YouTube.
But I've watched it. Marie came over last night and I'm like, you see that fly on that white stripe of carpet? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, watch it. And she was like, wow, that was so cool. So I think it's my favorite gun and I have quite a few. Oh, and one of the ex-members, oh, by the way, I'm salting my floors as I'm shooting flies. Oh my God. It does double duty. Oh
my gosh.
Cult members could actually buy this.
Could you imagine? Oh my God, that's That's perfect.
Yeah, I'm salt. I kind of creeps me out. I'm salting my floors now, but do the dead flies
But aren't dead things like
they make it
evil
unclean
or make it unclean?
They make it unclean again.
But like it's kind of like what came first, the chicken or the egg? If you're salting the floors and
before the fly hits it,
right? So is it unclean or is
it's the chicken or the egg? I'm having to guess. And you're gonna love this, Laura. There's so many of those ex-members that are commenting on stuff, and there was an ex-member, James. He said we really could have used these back in the awful Listeria cafeteria days where the flies were everywhere.
That doesn't sound good.
You know how many people got sick out there and still get sick from eating what they make? They use rotten stuff, remember?
We were saying that. Yeah, you said that.
They make garlic ice cream out of sour milk.
Oh, God.
That's a t-shirt, the Listeria cafeteria. And have little man walking
out. With a tray.
A little tray. Yeah, with a little tray.
With his little balls hanging.
Wait a minute, with flies. Yeah, and flies coming up off the tray.
And his little balls hanging.
Oh, that is so fun. Oh, and somebody said we need to attach little dangly balls to that puppet that I put the picture on there. No. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Lauren S. and George J. You have to convince me you're real if you aren't in the Facebook group.
How does somebody convince you they're real? Because that might be a question for a lot of people. How?
Because most Facebook profiles I can look at and they're real people. It's a real
But what
profile.
I'm saying though is you just said they have to convince you. How does one go about doing that?
There was one woman who I said, nope, I'm not letting you in. And I gave her name on the show and she asked to come in again. And she basically typed, I'm real. I swear I'm real. I'm just a very private person and I know my Facebook looks fake.
Okay.
So, but like these two, they didn't even put how they found out about us.
Oh, like those questions we have.
Yeah, we have a question, and like a lot of times people don't even bother to answer the question and their thing looks fake. And I'm like, I don't think so. But I will at least be kind enough to mention them on the show that if they are real, you just don't look real to me. And another ex-member, they wanted her to quit nursing school.
While she was in the cult?
While she was in the cult. That was...
because they don't want her to be educated?
That would be my guess. They told her that she was filling her children with demons by going to nursing school.
What the hell?
I have no idea.
Or is it also because they don't believe in medicine?
They were always happy to have a nurse or doctors that joined. So
then why would they not want one of their own to be a nurse? That's kind of weird.
Probably because women that tend to get an education can't be controlled as much.
Gotcha.
They're usually smarter also. They have to dumb the women down out there. And, if you see your friend getting a college education...
You might want one.
Right. Which means you're not being kept barefoot and pregnant and waiting on your man night and day because you now have an education and a job.
And you're with other people outside the cult because you're going to be working somewhere.
Yes.
And those other people might kind of, quote, get to you. And you might be like, hey, I think I really need to leave the cult.
I'm wondering what kind of care they have out there at all anymore because I'm pretty sure most of the doctors have left or they were excommunicated. Okay. They're Nurse Mel. Hi, Nurse Mel. I love you. Everybody misses you. You were such a sweetheart. She eventually left. And I don't know if and I know Little Man probably goes to the best of the doctors, probably has his own private jet to fly wherever he needs to go. Right. He's not going to the doctors in the dinky little town that they live in.
Right.
So.
Oh, they wouldn't like me. They wouldn't like a pharmacist. Sorcerer.
You're a sorcerer.
I'm a sorcerer.
I swear this Halloween, which is also pagan, you need to dress up as a sorcerer.
I should go into work dressed as a sorcerer.
Ooh.
It's my second week here.
Yeah. That is so funny. Well, I'm still supposed to stone you to death.
That's true.
Because that's what the Bible says.
That's true.
And it looks like you're wearing mixed fabric too. You're wearing stretchy stuff with cotton. Mixed fabric. You got spandex in that.
Well, I'm a sorcerer. I might as well go all out. Right? If I'm going to be a sorcerer, go for it.
It kills me. We never practice the show. We never know what the other person is going to say. No. And for the most part, you have no idea what I even have prepared.
No, I don't. Especially lately, I have no clue. We do it so half-assed.
But it still turns out funny. I thought our last show was going to be a complete piece of shit. And I actually stopped at Brother Bob's. Well, I stopped at Kim and Ada's and ate, and then went to Brother Bob's, and we sat and listened to the show when it came out.
I think I dropped it early, right?
You did.
I dropped it early because I was going to go see my dad.
You were tired or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember. But we sat and listened to it, and I thought, man, that came out halfway decent for not really,
prepping for
it. So we're going to get better at this.
We're going to get our shit together.
We're working on it. Now
what do you do? What do you have now?
You're
going to your phone.
Okay, I told you I got a job.
Right.
I told you I got a bug gun.
Yes.
Guess what I have in my hand right now?
Again, it could be anything.
I have a copy of the solemn vow unto death about if you're witnessing a multiple marriage.
Well, wait. Go back. Hold on. If you are witnessing
or a part of
a multiple
marriage. Okay,
so what is that again? What's that title?
A vow unto death.
Is that a wedding vow?
No, this is like, okay, your best girlfriend in the cult is becoming second wife to
my husband.
No, to your husband.
Just go with that.
Okay. You all have to sign a vow onto death because you're not allowed to talk about multiple marriage.
What?
Yeah.
Or even though you're in a polygamous marriage,
correct,
you're not allowed to talk about it.
To nobody. Except,
even to a cult member?
No, only to the people that you're married to. Now, see, if I was at your wedding and watched somebody marry your husband,
right,
I would also have to sign this paper because I am witnessing a multiple marriage.
It's kind of like a non-disclosure.
Yeah. Would you like
culty non-disclosure?
Would you like to listen to it?
Oh yes, please read this.
Hold on one
Take
second.
Your beer. Take a swig of beer and go for it.
Now, this is entitled A Solemn Vow to Father God Through Jesus the Messiah.
What?
That's what it's titled.
Good Lord. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, it says, I vow before God and through Jesus as a seed of the two witnesses that I will not reveal, and not reveal is in all caps, whether in speech, writing, any means mechanical, electronic, or otherwise, including tape recording. Any information is in all capital letters concerning the events that take place here today, including the fact that anything took place at all, or concerning the identity of the names of anyone present in this room with me today.
Oh, I like the part of took place anything at all.
Wait a minute. Nothing took place
Nothing
at all.
took place?
Nothing
what are you
took
talking
place.
About?
Yeah, if anything.
Oh, shady shit.
Okay, again, this is in caps. To anyone, okay? Whether any blood relative in or out of the cult, any friend or acquaintance in or out of the cult, any brother or sister in the cult, any government or law enforcement official or news media.
Especially news media, I would think.
Okay. It continues with, unless I am directed to do so in capital letters in writing by little man, if I am asked a question about any event that takes place in this room by anyone,
or didn't take place,
I will deny. And deny is in big bold letters. I will deny that the event ever took place.
Oh, man.
Okay. Here's the final sentence. I understand, agree, and accept that if I break this vow in any way, that I will be eligible and worthy of the second death in the lake of fire. You're going to be worthy to die.
The second death in the what?
In the lake of fire. That's hell.
But a second death?
That's a whole nother thing.
That's a whole other episode?
That's a whole nother.
Okay.
Yeah, the second death in the lake of fire.
Okay.
And you're going to be worthy for it.
If you yap about what went on or didn't go on.
Or, yeah, what went on or whether it didn't go on. And, you can't talk to any government or law. You have to deny it.
Oh, my God. So it's okay to deny it if it's...
Well, I told you, out there, it's okay to lie to anybody who is an ex-member. Or to anybody that's not a member.
Right.
So if media comes up to talk to you, lie your ass off. Law enforcement, lie your ass off. Yeah.
Shady shit.
Shady
Part
shit,
2.
guys.
Shady shit part 2.
We're going to have to do a shady shit part 2.
Oh, I have a feeling we could do like a part 34 on shady shit with how much there is.
We possibly could. I need to get back to my photos here.
Oh, what do you have?
Oh, I got a ton of stuff.
Oh my God! So, did you ever have to sign one of those? Whatever they're
I
called?
never signed a vow of the second bloody death.
No. Is that what it was called?
No, the Lake of Fire.
No, the one you just said about the marriage.
Yeah, no, I never witnessed one. Oh, by the way, there is a controversial sect that is over in Africa, it's specifically in Nairobi, that he's got his claws into also. There's a good documentary on YouTube.
Oh. Are you allowed to say the name?
No, because it's the same name as the cult.
Gotcha.
It's just the Nairobi issue episode.
Gotcha.
And see, they're allowed to exist over there. Little Man lets them exist because that's more money for him. Even though the cult is only supposed to exist in one place, these people in Nairobi, they are oppressed and they can't come and be at the actual cult. So they're playing cult in their own country.
And sending him money, probably.
Probably, but the drawings of Little Man on the back wall when this guy is being interviewed, it's just hysterical.
No.
Yeah, Little Man didn't even send a real picture of himself to these people. They had to draw one. Isn't that sad? Little Man, you couldn't afford a picture to send to these people and the postage. Damn.
Oh man, is that cheap?
It is
That's
real
some
cheap.
cheap ass shit right there.
He's a cheap ass mofo.
He should have sent them a picture of him in the orange jail suit.
I just can't see that, a guy sticks himself up life image
Unbelievable. Of him in Prison Orange.
In Prison Orange. And it just is like, holy crap.
What are you looking for now?
I'm looking for the thing I lost. It's okay. I found it right here.
Okay.
See, you can't help me with this stuff.
I know I can't. I'm just trying to babble until you find it.
Babbler. Oh. An ex-member looked up the polished shaft. Okay.
Wait. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. You can't say that word and just keep going on. You cannot do that. Cannot do that.
He proclaimed himself the polished shaft at the Gold Feast. And I swear, I cannot wait for the day that I can post the picture of him in his pimp-ass yellow mustard-looking suit. I mean, it's
a polished shaft wearing a pimp suit.
Well, yeah, he always wore a pimp suit, but it really looked like... It reminded me of like a 70s pimp suit in mustard yellow.
Oh my God. So wait, what about the polished shaft? I can't even say that without cracking up.
She looked up the polished shaft and Jack Shapp, SCHAPP, demonstrates how to polish the shaft.
Oh, no.
She says...
Is this some X-rated crap?
I don't know. She goes on to say... Please get that crap out of my mind. I couldn't even finish watching. Wow. She goes on to say, he isn't a part of the cult we were in, but he isn't far from the tactics used on us. Look him up if you dare to. I had to turn it off after 30 seconds. It was simply just sick.
You know what? I'm not even going there.
Why?
I'm not. No.
You're not going to go there?
Nope.
Why?
Because I'm just not. I'm just not. I can only imagine what that could be.
Okay, somebody else asked a question that I felt would be better answered on here. Somebody asked the question of where do little man's women live? Do they live in the big mansions and have big, pillow parties at night? Can you imagine that?
Oh my God, like some male fantasy
lacy lingerie, and they all have these big pillows.
Right, like the male fantasy.
And all the feathers are floating everywhere.
And they're giggling.
Yeah. That's not what happens, Laura.
Really?
No, it's not.
Where do they live?
Well, here's the sad part. Remember, she answered this for me, and she said, the younger girls and women, they're promised the big houses that he has, that they're going to be moved into the big houses, okay? Believing that they would occupy the house after they married dangly balls. But in all actuality, when they were married, they were put in dilapidated homes and trailers.
And nothing they can do about it, right?
And this is coming from another ex-member. Again, it's not my observation. It's an ex-elder's wife who spent probably 5 more years there than I did.
Okay.
So the elders and the elders' wives are a lot more privy to the things that actually go on out there and what people are made to do. There's an ex-elder's wife. I'm not even going to give a letter, but she hasn't been out very long. And it's good to see that she's out.
Right.
And she's like the rest of us. I mean, she hasn't been out that long, and it still freaks her out. Certain things, people, places, words. When you leave, you actually have to integrate the words you can't say back into your language.
Right. Because you're so used to not saying them for so long.
Correct. Because you have trained yourself to not say what happened. And then after the 5th or 6th time somebody looks at you really weird when you say, what occurred? You start going, dumbass. Use what? And sometimes you actually practice it.
I was going to say that would have to be difficult to actually come out of your mouth the first couple times.
My oldest son said that he would practice saying the words, like in his bedroom by himself.
That makes sense. I could totally understand that.
And hi, and she couldn't get her children to say some of the words. Aww. And so she, I guess, made up a song about it, and she made her kids, jump around, yelling the words, and because they were still it had been ingrained in them from birth. You don't say this. And I guess it's like breaking away from almost any religion because, I know people that have left the Catholic Church and they still eat fish every Friday. Why?
Right. Oh, yep. Exactly.
Why?
Exactly.
And I ask them, why? And I just get the answer, because
it's ingrained.
That's what I've always done.
Right.
And I'm like, but you have a brain. You can stop and go, maybe I don't want fish today.
Right.
And, they'll always tell me, I always want fish on Friday because I've had it since I was born.
Right.
And I'm just like, wow. Just the things that people can be, made to do.
Or not do.
Do. So, yeah. I had something else. And yeah.
What, another thing on your phone?
Yeah, there's just too many things on my phone. I was friends with most of his kids. His kids were his, and his ex-wife also had kids. So it was a blended family.
Okay.
One of the daughters was a really good friend of mine, and we got to talking about her dad one feast. And I found out a lot of sick-ass shit.
And this is while you're both in the cult?
Yes.
How in the world did that topic come up?
I don't even remember. But the only thing I remember was that she told me when they were little, he would use the wrong end of a fly swatter, or he would use a coat hanger and beat them in the backs of the legs.
Oh my God.
In the backs of the legs.
Nice little guy. Nice little man.
And I felt so bad for her. And she told me a whole bunch of other stuff, and I can't really remember it. I got to talk today to, I don't even know if I'm gonna, okay, here's what she says. And just to let you know, if you ever have to talk about me, you have permission to use my name. I refuse to live in fear or hide from them anymore. The truth is the truth. Their lies are just that. They're lies.
And this is little man's daughter.
No, this is his daughter. This would have been a daughter-in-law. This one that I'm talking about now. Okay. Now, little man's ex-wife, who he excommunicated because he got caught doing a secretary, and that's when, the law of multiple marriage came out.
Can't be doing that.
Now, little man's wife wasn't really into that and was like, what are you doing? And blah. Well, she got excommunicated. If you figured out who little man is, guys, go check out her book. She wrote a book. I think it's 95 cents on ebooks, like on a Kindle or whatnot. I'm not sure if it's in hardback, but it's a real easy book to find. You might enjoy it.
Oh, I'm sure there's some good stuff in there.
Mel goes on to say, I know that he was physically abusive with his ex-wife and his children. I did not ever witness any physical abuse other than him slapping his son and daughter while they were forced to be on their knees to repent.
Oh my God.
He burned bags of food purchased for a class party back when they used to have a cult school. Now, why he burned the bags... this is me again.
Right.
I'm unsure of why he burned the bags of food. Maybe because he didn't want them having a party.
Could be.
She goes on to say, I actually spent a few months living with little man and family as a teenager. Not that he was home much. He was too busy fucking his secretary to spend much time with his family. He only came home at sundown Friday night and usually only stayed until sundown Saturday night. I think it's because his wife was a wonderful cook and he wanted her food.
Oh.
Also because I think he felt for appearances at that time. He needed to make it look like he was still a righteous husband when in all reality he was a narcissistic psychopath.
Pig.
She goes on to say, the no toys and no play for children was implemented on his own children long before it was a part of the teaching. All of his children were treated as slaves long before the teaching of slavery. Basically, he uses people for his own personal gain, including his own family. He does not care about anyone. He is incapable of basic human emotions and sympathy.
Yeah, that's pretty much a narcissist. That's the definition right there.
Yeah, Yeah.
That sums him up pretty well, I'd say.
Yep, he would whip the girls on the back of their thighs with fly swatters and wire hangers. The boys got kicked and punched in the stomach because it doesn't leave marks. Remember I told you?
You said that.
He taught the men out there, if you need to punch your wife to get her into submission, you wind up and you hit her in her stomach because that doesn't leave a mark.
Right.
And she'll think twice about doing it again.
Right. You don't give her a black eye. You don't do anything on the arm or something where you can see it.
No.
It's got to be somewhere where it's closed.
Correct. Yeah. Because it doesn't leave marks. Also something I've since heard listening to your show, that he is now teaching others how to beat their wives and children. It literally makes me sick to think about.
That is just...
Her and little man's son didn't end up staying together. She honestly loved him and had a great amount of sympathy for him. And, he might not have been so much fucked up by his raising, Those two might have still been together because another one that really loved her husband.
How can you not be screwed up if you're raised by him? Oh my God.
Psychopath.
Right.
like I said, my friend, she spoke to me about some of her childhood. And it's not my story to go into, but this woman here, she witnessed it going on. You know.
So they have a class on how to beat your children.
And your wife, I guess. I don't know.
Wow.
She goes on to talk about her ex-husband to say the good news is he is doing well. He is in the Army and then got a specialized nursing degree. He does well for himself and has a good, happy life. We always like to use the pagan words when we can. That's so
absolutely.
Funny. She says, I still talk to him every once in a while. This is my favorite part of our conversation. He told me the last time we talked that whenever he is faced with a moral dilemma, that he thinks to himself, what would little man do? He doesn't call him dad, okay?
Okay.
And he says that he does whatever it is that he thinks his dad would do. He does the exact opposite.
Yep. And that's probably the moral choice.
In a moral dilemma of what do I do? And is that not so freaking sad that you would pick what your narcissistic parent, he would do this, and you pick the opposite. Yeah. One of his children, sadly, is no longer with us. Most probably because of the mental strain of being associated with the motherfucker. May she rest in peace. That was a hard blow for everybody that knew her.
Is this kind of recent or?
This was a couple of years ago, but the pain was too much for her is all I'm going to say.
Okay.
And I don't know what that's like, but I mean, can you imagine living in a community where your dad has ruined all of these people and lives?
No, I can't.
But this member goes on to say that she does blame him for the daughter that died. And it also breaks her heart to know that he probably had no emotional reaction to what happened to his daughter. He is a sick, twisted bastard. If there is a hell, I hope I get to watch him burn in it.
Oh, he probably didn't care at all when she died. I mean, he probably didn't even shed a tear.
I
would place money on that.
I don't know. I was long gone since then. That daughter was a friend of mine on Facebook, and we really didn't talk. But it makes me sad. Another victim from this man, and
right.
And it was his own kid. You know, how do you do that to your kids?
How do you teach a class on how to beat your kids?
I
mean, how is that even?
How as a man do you morally stand there and teach another man, well, if your wife's lipping off to you, you just make a fist and you hit her right here in the gut and make sure you don't hit her nowhere else because that leaves marks.
Unbelievable.
I guess there are bad people in the world, and the bad people gravitate.
Oh, but bad doesn't even begin to describe it. I mean, this is just... I can't even think of all the adjectives I want to use.
You can use whatever adjective you might like to use.
Probably about 20 of them all strung together.
Ooh, come on, I want to hear you swear. Come on, I want to hear you swear. I want to hear you swear.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I mean, I can't even put into words how disgusting that is to have a class. I keep saying this, but oh my God, to have a class on how to beat your wife and your kids. That is the most messed up thing.
Oh, sure.
And then these people are okay with it.
I think I told you on an earlier episode that my friend, her husband came home and said, pack your shit, we're leaving.
Right, I remember that.
You know, I mean, there were a lot of good people out there and a lot of good men. My one friend, her husband never took another wife simply because he put himself in the opposite role. How would I feel
if she took another husband?
If my wife took another husband? Would I feel as loved? Would I be happy? Would I be able to handle it? And he felt that would just be so unfair.
Right.
And they actually really tried to get him to take another wife throughout the years that they were there. And he always said he couldn't afford it.
Just came up with some excuse.
He came up with some bullshit excuse. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I have one more to read.
Okay.
I always like to ask people, you know, what made you finally get out? What's the thing that finally
Like the last straw.
broke your back?
Right.
Okay. Earlier in this episode, I told you about the woman that they didn't want her to go to nursing school.
Right. Okay.
I am so proud of you, Kay. I am so proud of you. As of right now, she's a hospice nurse, and
Oh, let me just tell you what, they are the best. My dad was in hospice. They are
they're angels.
they are angels. I mean, I cannot imagine being a nurse that every patient you have is going to die and is going to die soon.
She refers to her job as working in God's waiting room.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
She gets peace from it, from
Helping these people
with their last days, being kind, giving them, last sips of stuff, or holding their hand.
Yep.
But I mean, I never thought about it like that, like working in God's waiting room.
That is a beautiful way to put it. Holy crap.
Yeah, they were trying to get her to stop going to nursing school, but the thing that broke the camel's back on her was when they started doing the separating of the men and the women.
Mm-hmm.
And here is what she wrote me. She wrote, "Thankfully, my children were 5 and 2 when we left. As I have said before, I was not, and I repeat, not going to allow my daughter to believe she was less than anybody else because she did not have a penis. Nor was I going to allow my son to believe he was entitled and better than women because he had one."
Good for her.
And when the elders ruled that I was filling my children with demons while I was attending nursing school to better our situation. So those are her exact words of why she left.
Good for her.
So you go, girl. I am so proud of all of the people, Laura, that have left there. And they have a life.
Right.
And they're living it. But the sad thing is almost all of us still have family
that are
still there.
Yeah.
The elder's wife that I told you hasn't been out very long. Her youngest son is still there.
Oh, man.
My youngest son, I've told you, left to go for summer vacation and never came back 7 years ago. It's been over 7 years, and I have seen my son, I can count it on one hand.
Oh.
So, yeah, there's a lot of us that still
even though you're out,
yes,
you have loved ones that are still there.
Yes. And I mean, even friends that you make that
Right.
are like family to you, that you're hoping someday that they're gonna wake up. And I always have hope for that, especially since I never thought that this elder's wife was ever going to leave there. So
Crack that beer.
I'm going to give a cheers to every mofo who has ever swallowed your fear and left there. Cheers.
Cheers. Amen to that.
All right, and that's the last of your Johnny Walker. You suck that on
right.
up.
Yep. Cheers, Dad.
Black, not red.
You got that right.
Ha, ha, ha.
Oh, none of that red stuff.
All right, well, we weren't very sure how long this was going to be, and like I said, I didn't even think we were going to do an episode.
Well, I'm glad I did. It's just kind of getting my mind off things a little bit, and it's nice to
grief is like
not sit and cry.
Yeah, grief is like a storm. It's horrible at first, but then the storm dies down, and the waves still come, but it becomes more manageable. You know, I was telling you when my youngest son left, I didn't realize you could grieve for somebody who wasn't dead. Because in all intents and purposes, my son was gone.
Right.
I couldn't call him. I couldn't text him.
So it is almost like a death.
It is.
I
didn't see him for probably the first 4.5 years he was gone. And I knew he was still alive. I knew he was still doing well. But just the simple fact that I couldn't hold him, I couldn't touch him, I couldn't give him a kiss goodbye, watching him go to school. Heck, I didn't even know what he looked like.
Oh,
he's taller than me now.
Aw.
I saw him 2 years ago at Christmas. He wasn't allowed to stay at my house.
No.
I'm a heathen pagan fall away. And Satan's sister, don't forget.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. I'm betting we don't have any promos for tonight either.
We do not.
We got jack shit.
We have absolutely jack shit.
We got Johnnie Walker and beer.
Well.
I could sit here and get soused with you. That's about all I can offer you, my friend.
Yep, that's about it. So, hey, we have an episode, though.
Yes. And for all of you that have been wondering why we've been doing these episodes like we have, the past 2 months have been really rough with things going on in Laura's life with her dad and some things I'm doing in my life. And everybody's got a life. Be kind to everybody you will ever meet. We're all going through tough shit.
That's right.
And it's just different shit.
Yep.
So shout out to all my ex-member friends. If there's anything you want the world to know, you can either go through the Facebook group, private message me. If you tell me you want to let me know something but don't want me to say it, that's also perfectly okay. And for all of you out there that are not ex-members, you're in the group, some of the people identify as ex-members and you can tell, and other ones are lurking, and I'm not sure if they want to be identified. So,
gotcha.
The ones that actually chime in on a subject and say, I was an elder's wife for X amount of years, or I spent 10 years there. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure those people wouldn't mind you asking questions.
Oh, okay.
But to actually search through the members list and try and figure out who's a member, because some people change their names back and some people don't.
Right.
And I was shocked and amazed when, Mel sent me these 57 people, and if I didn't recognize any of the names, and then I realized they didn't have culty names anymore. So,
okay. So
yeah,
like they went back to their normal names.
Either that, or they never actually legally
changed it.
Right. So, guys, I guess until next time, we're keeping our heads up. We're all starting new jobs. Yay! Woo! Shooting flies
with salt.
I love it. So
I guess that's about it.
Yeah, and if you're needing help, guys, please try and seek it somewhere till we can get our shit together and do what we need to do along with everything else.
Yep.
God, that's a big undertaking.
Yeah, it is.
I've been working on it.
I know you have. There's only so much you can do in one day.
I'm turning gray, Laura. I'm turning grayer than I've been. It's bad when you run the comb through your hair and you got them hairs in your comb.
Right.
And you go to pull the hair out and you realize, damn, there's like 2 or 3 gray ones in there.
Yeah, that's not good.
Well, I'm getting older, but
I'm older than you, so I can
color
say it.
your hair.
Well, yeah.
See, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Oh, see, I have to do that.
I'm just not a girly girl. I mean, I'm surprised I have long fingernails and don't bite them off, for crying out loud. I'd actually probably paint them, but with the work I do, it just would be gone.
Well,
so
you could always get gel.
Ew.
That stays on.
Ew.
Gel polish stays on for like 2 weeks.
I'm about to become a line cook. I can't have nail polish flaking off into
people's food. It doesn't flake off. That's what it's for.
Does it peel off in like one strip?
No, you have to go and get it taken off with a bunch of acetone.
Ew, no.
All right, just saying.
Gosh, I was using rust remover, which is an acetone one time. And I of course, didn't bother to read the label. And I'm merrily working away for like 45 minutes with this stuff on different things going, my gosh, it's taking the rust off of everything. Well, my 2 thumbnails and my index finger and my middle finger, they started pulsating, kind of. And I was like, oh my God, why do my fingernails hurt all of a sudden? I looked down. They were pitted.
Ooh.
Because it removes rust,
skin,
lime, and calcium. That's why it's called CLR. Calcium, rust, and lime.
Yeah.
What are your fingernails made out of?
Oh my God.
What are your fingernails made out of?
Calcium.
There you go. I was
oh.
My fingers hurt for 3 days. And always use gloves when you're using rust remover, guys.
On that note,
we'll talk to y'all next week. Send us some questions and keep up the good conversations.
Okay, I'm Laura.
And I'm Deb, and this was another episode of I Got the Hell Out.
Love you, Dad.
See ya.